Hello, whiz-tastic tubers, and welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy 1 Dawn of Souls for the Game Boy Advance Solo Challenges Red Mage Edition with me, BlueAnkylo. So, our introduction keeps getting longer the more we play. So, let's see, last episode we did the Volcano and also the Ice Cave. Did we do both of them last episode? I think that's how that went down. So, the good news is we've got the Protect Ring and the Ruby Armlet, or Gold Ring. So that's pretty cool. Also, we've got an airship. That's pretty fun, right? Everyone loves airships. So where are we going to go to first today? We should probably do something about our lack of being promoted, because being a wizard, an actual wizard, would probably give us some cool new spells. On the other hand, Castle of Ordeals is kind of scary. There's a lot of things that can turn you to stone, or just instant kill you. So maybe it's the usual, let's go pick up a ribbon is probably the right choice. So, I'll just use a tent. It's cool. It's cool. We don't use these hardly ever. Also, I could probably buy the Oxyale while I'm here, if I have the spare money. I've got the spare money. Well, I say that. What should we do? Should we... Well, first off, Waterfall Cave no matter what. Then, Castle Ordeals, get promoted. Buy a bunch of magic spells. Because we'll want Exit, what is it? Thundaga, Blizzaga, at least those three, right? Because we don't have access to the cool stuff up there yet. We do have, don't we? No, until we do the Castle of Ordeals, we don't have any free casting magic. So we do have, like, we can just spend MP, obviously, to do damage pretty well, but if we want to save our MP, we don't have an option just yet. And that would be helpful, getting the gauntlets for Lightning 2. Well, that was a nice safe canoe trip up there, no problem. So, yeah, how you guys doing? Welcome back to the Let's Play. I've been off camera, just playing around, testing out some strats for other solo runs. The Black Belt looks to be pretty easy for most of the run, but has a very difficult time killing Chaos. Or not, is it not Chaos specific? There's something specific, I forget what it is. But there's definitely a big bottleneck later on with the Black Belt, or early on. It might have been early on, actually. I don't know. I did some testing anyway. I know he's got a generally easy run, but I think maybe it was more that, you know how the Red Mage kind of dodged all those stun locks? I think the Black Belt was like, no, forget about that. Sure, we can punch everything to death in a single hit, but anything that can stun you means game over. So I remember sort of having a rough time with that, but generally not too hard. I started fiddling around with the White Mage solo as well, just to see how that would work. Pretty easy right until Chaos, but I'm playing around with some strategies to see how we're going to be able to kill Chaos without access to Temper and Haste, which is essentially how the Ninja and the Red Wizard are probably going to do it. Because physical damage that you can buff up to ridiculous highs seems a lot more effective than casting magic, and the Fade or Holy spell, it's only going to do like 500 damage, and, you know, if Chaos has 20,000, even with a Red Mage, that's something to consider, right? Like, our best magic spell will be Blizzaga, I think, for just damage. For one, I think Chaos resists all elements anyway, so it's going to be doing weaker elemental damage. But even if you had a non-elemental spell, how are you going to do 20,000 damage before he heals himself again, right? If you're only doing 400 or 500 or less per turn, that was too low for our Knight or our Thief, or our Ninja, I guess. Both of them had to do more damage than... it was about 1,000 damage a turn or higher to really have a reasonably good chance. I'll save here just to make things easier, but I don't think this will be oh, it's an ambush! The only thing that's dangerous with this group is being put to sleep by the mummies. Luckily, the Protect Ring should protect us from the gaze. But, yeah, I mean, that is the instant death spell. It's pretty brutal. I did play around a little bit with the White Mage, specifically remembering or relearning how some of your intelligence stats work in regards to spell damage. It's a pretty big deal. So, getting the ability to buff your int is pretty darn good if you're planning on relying on magic. And that's kind of one of the things the Red Wizard sort of lacks a little bit. The Defender is good, so that finally gives us... I forgot about that. We might not be able to equip it. That finally gives us access to Blink, which is miles better than Invisibility. Well, it's, you know, it's exactly twice as better as Invisibility, but it's also free, so that's even superior. So we should probably, at some point, if I feel like it, we could erase Invis, because we'll never use it as long as we've got the Defender. And that's good. So yeah, that's a good pickup. That's another reason to come here as soon as you possibly can, because Ribbon is great, and so is Blink. So there's the deadly stone birds, which could have killed us until we got into this room, basically, and now they're all nuked. Well, I suppose nuke is a special thing, but the fireball, giant fireball explosion, it kind of has some things in common with a nuclear explosion, sort of. Right? It's like a little mini nuke, just fireball. Anyway, you know, things are going pretty well here. You know, we're just racing through the Waterfall Cave. Very, very few characters, solos, I've tested, have ever had a hard time in this area. Like, once you got the airship, the Protect Ring, and you pick up the ribbon, pretty much always... I went the wrong way. Pretty much always a pretty smooth sailing is what I'm trying to say. Level ups. I did notice, actually, I don't know if it was just random luck, but my White Mage actually had way better early level ups for HP growth than our Red Mage did. Like, at the same level, the White Mage had like 100 or 200 more HP. Like, it was kind of crazy. Are these guys like weak to fire or anything, maybe? I don't know. Definitely not weak to fire. What about like ice? Definitely not ice. What about lightning? I guess they're probably just strong against magic. That's fine. I don't need magic to win. I say that, it's kind of a lie. Don't take away my haste and my temper, please. I need them. And my blink. Don't take away any of my buffs. I need my buffs to win. Okay, so... Oh, yeah, okay. I'm going to save my money for now. We'll probably have more than enough to do what I want. But just in case we get a little bit short, I'll save buying the bottle for after we buy all our spells and stuff. Although, because the Red Mage doesn't buy level 8 spells, the super expensive stuff, I don't expect a big problem here. Doesn't actually restore very much MP. The tents are only like 100, right? It's kind of not great late game. Seeing as there's ethers, you know, things are a lot easier. I mean, you know, Dawn of Souls is a lot easier in general anyway, but especially for mages, the access to recovering MP, whether it's, you know, spell charges at each level or just straight up MP values, that's super, super helpful. Should I be killing all these enemies for XP? I don't know. We'll kill this guy because he's by himself. Alright, so let's use like an actual cottage, full HP MP. I wonder, is there nowhere you can buy those in this game? Because I know they were just, like, that version, full HP MP, that was a house in the NES version, and they weren't that hard to buy. Like, they're pretty expensive, but you could buy them in Elfland and pretty much all the talents after Elfland, I think, that have an item shop anyway. So, you know, welcome to the Castle of Ordeals. If you try to come here without the ribbon, it can be tough. One thing I will definitely demonstrate, once I get to the White Mage run, we will definitely be doing the Castle of Ordeals before we get the ribbon for that one. So you'll get to see a more dangerous Castle of Ordeals for the Ice Mage, or for the Ice Mage, for the White Mage. The reason for that, I mean, I don't want to get into cross-classing right now, but White Mage has a really hard time with the Ice Cave. They can't really deal damage, so you have to get the ability to cast Lightning too for free, which means the White Mage and the Thief, if you're playing the Thief in NES version, those two especially need this item, because that's the first way they can do any damage to clear the Ice Cave and get the floater and theoretically get promoted eventually. But if you're playing Fighter, Black Belt, Red Mage, Black Mage, it's far less important to come rushing here, basically. Doesn't hurt, but it's not. I don't think it's mandatory for anyone except Thief and White Mage. And in Dawn of Souls, I think it's only mandatory for White Mage. And even then, I say mandatory, like, you know, need to do what I tell you to do. You could find your own way. Come up with your own strategies. So this is pretty cool. We're definitely, like, blasting through this mid-game here. Our physical attack is doing like 300 to 400 damage pretty easily. We've got spells to kill entire groups of enemies. I think these guys are resistant to every element again, but I could be wrong. Like, I don't fight these guys with magic very often, so I'm kind of want to test it out. If there's any element that works half decently. Well, they don't have very many HP, so it doesn't really matter, does it? But yeah, you know. Rakshasa. Okay, I'm tired of you, Rakshasa. Let's get out of here. I should have tested out my my theory about the ice. Or ice lightning, whatever. Right, so... just getting some treasure, mostly because I want a little bit of money, that's all. Okay, fine. We'll try Thundera. You keep showing up, right? Now, this is silly, of course. I can cast it for free now, but... so they seem pretty resistant to lightning. And pretty equally resistant to fire, but they don't have very many HP. I wonder if they were always like that. Like, I felt like in the NES version, a big group of the green cats, the man cats, was like a very dangerous battle, because a lot of them, I think they had like all the level 2 magic, Fire, Ice, Lightning 2. And I thought they had enough HP that it was hard to just wipe them out quickly with normal magic. At least that's the way I remember it, but... it's been a long time since I did like a normal vanilla NES run. It's been solo challenges and randomizers and all this other stuff, and it's kind of mixed up some of my, you know, stats, like enemy stats and stuff. After doing a few randomizers, it's pretty hard to be like, oh yeah, they've got exactly this number of HP and all that, because it's been randomized. Alright, Rat's Tail, that's what we came for. It's vaguely possible that we died to... nah, there's no way we died to this dragon zombies, is there? Look at that. Piece of cake. They're pretty good for experience. If you don't have the ribbon, they can stun you, so that's about the only thing you have to worry about if you're fighting them unpromoted, or before the airship, basically. Fire guy's doing pretty good. Another really bad level up for HP. That's... I mean, we're not very high levels, so we've got a long ways to go before we hit the level cap. I mean, I say that, we're level 53. But we'll still probably hit the HP cap. We'll get to 999 eventually. But, Red Mage seems to struggle a little bit with the HP gains. Or it's just me. It could be just me. Hey look! A tasty steak! Is he put on ice because we use the ice sword? And a very important upgrade for any wizard or ninja. Anyone that can cast black magic, this is pretty good. Even for white magic, it's a nice upgrade. Alright, congratulations. Your 3 corpses also get promoted. But primarily, Yura has become a red wizard. Alright, so that does give us access to Defender. I wasn't even sure. Turns out the red wiz can equip the same best weapon that the ninja can equip. Until we get the Sun Sword, I guess. No shields, no helmets, no armor. That's fine. But the Ruby Armlet is pretty good anyway, so... yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. Okay. So now we'll have access to a couple more spells. And that's a good idea to go pick them up. Oops. I suppose there might have been an argument to get promoted first. Just for, like, min-maxing, because if we learned the exit spell before the Waterfall Cave, we could just exit out of it instantly, and that would save a little bit of time. But we're not doing a speed run here. Don't worry about that. I like watching speed runs. I'll have you know that I've watched quite a few speed runs. But I am not a speed runner. I like to take my own time. I'm kind of more of a completionist. I like to get everything, and I don't really care how fast it goes. So I think it's probably about time to make some space here. Clear up our inventory a little bit. No one's ever going to use the Confused Staff, right? No, that's just silly. Hopefully I don't accidentally sell something really important. Okay, I was worried about money for nothing. Heal Staff's too bad. It's not good enough in this version. 2 Ice Swords. Not bad. Alright, is that everything? Oh, yeah, we don't need antidotes anymore. Thank you, Ribbon. And honestly, we're going to get rid of our potions as well, just so my inventorying is a little bit easier. And we'll load up... you know, yeah, I should really pay attention. Like, tents are the mid-range, like they heal 100 MP, but are there no cottages for sale? That seems odd that they'd make it so much easier to get high potions and ether type items, but then restrict your access to full recovery on the field. Strange. First slot, I want to put Thundaga on, because I'll probably be casting that in battle more often. Can't learn anything else. And then we can learn Exit, which is definitely handy. Technically, we can learn these party defenses, but that's not going to be worth it for us. So that's a good spell. Very handy-dandy spell. Now we gotta go check our level 7 magic. Still got tons of money, nothing to worry about. Went the wrong way here, oops. Sorry, I just don't feel like ending theme music just yet. I'm feeling like adventurous ancient castle music, that's more appropriate. Now I think there's only 2 spells at level 7 the Red Wizard can learn. Blizzaga is one of them, and I don't remember what the other one is. Probably white and not useful. So Curaja would be very handy, the full heal. It's actually less important in the Dawn of Souls remake, because Curaga, which I think used to heal like 100 to 200 or something in that range, because it scales on your intelligence now, eventually could heal like 400, 500, 600 at once. So having the full 999 is less important when you've got a way of healing nearly as much anyway. But in the NES version, Cure 4 is immensely powerful. Best way to heal during a boss fight, without any question. So unfortunately, unless my memory has completely failed me, I don't believe the Red Wizard can learn any of the level 8 spells. Holy would be pretty cool, formerly known as Fade. Null All is basically the same as a ribbon, I think. And Dispel used to be called Exfer. This was Wall, this was Exfer. And theoretically, if an enemy casts anti-fire, you could use Dispel to undo it, and then you could still hit them with fire magic for full damage. Very situational. And then all the instant death type stuff that you probably never use for your Black Wizard. So yeah, you know. Let's go check the other black... Yeah, we'll go, this is perfect. Well, okay, hold on. hold on. We've already done the we've already done the volcano, so the next step is either the water shrine or the mirage. Blah, blah, blah. I should have actually gone this way first. We'll test out some of our new spells. I should have picked up the bottle before I went to Gaia, because I need to go back to Gaia now. And I don't want to go to Onrak, I think is the name of the water temple, the water town. I don't want to go there until I've already got the Oxyale, so I sort of made a mistake just ordering here. Boom, fire. Oh, they didn't die. You didn't die. Let's try some more. Thundaga. Haven't really seen much magic in our solo challenge theory until now. Solo challenge series. Man, my pronunciation is just whack today. Like, you can see Cure 1 here is healing for, about 59, right? Close to 60 HP per heal. That's pretty good. It can heal over 100 if you max out your intelligence. That's even cooler. So yeah, the way intelligence scales, it's definitely valuable later on when you're doing bonus dungeons or whatever to get equipment that gives you intelligence boosts, or some of the really rare items, or fairly rare items, that give you permanent stat increases. Those are pretty darn nifty if you're a magic user. I mean, it's good for other characters too, but 99 int on a nuke is pretty ridiculous. I guess I should just heal up for free. Or, not free, but you know what I mean. Like, it's cheap. It's cheap. Inns are good deal. So let's go talk to our friendly fairy. Go. Get ourselves some magic water that has bubbles in it that let us breathe underwater, because it's magic. It's fairy magic. Don't trust it. Oops. Okay, so now is the time to go to Onrak. Oh, also, I forgot. I was going to mention this earlier. I was doing a little bit of exploring again on my own. One of the... Not that I said. One of the dragon caves actually has, like... You know, remember when I was talking about the fighter and ninja runs for Chaos at the very end of those? Or maybe you didn't watch them. But I said you need a certain number of elixirs to make it easy. And there is an enemy you can fight that drops elixirs. Or you could come to the dragon cave and get a couple for free. Just by actually... you know, exploring the map. I'm just lazy because usually in the NES version, all you'd find in these little dragon cave chests are money and stuff that you don't really need that bad. But the ability to get elixirs on a solo challenge is actually really good. And I think there might be 2. We got 1, obviously, but I think... Is it this one? I think there's another one here, maybe. And lots of money. That's why I usually skip all these, right? Like, who needs 1,000 gold at this point in the game? Or even 10,000. Well, an X potion is basically the same. So yeah, so basically you have 2... Thanks, Dragon. Troll Dragon. 2 full HP healing items, which is the kind of thing that would basically mean if you could get 3 or 4 X potion, elixir, mega elixir, whatever you want to call them, your knight, you wouldn't have to do any evil eye grinding, because I think, you know, 3 or 4 to be safe would be enough. So just I wanted to point that out. If you're playing along, you want to have a few of these and you want to hold on to them for your chaos battle, especially if you're doing it as a knight or a black belt. Black belt and knight especially need them. Other classes less so, but they don't have any really way to heal, and they have no real way to buff themselves with like haste and temper. So the 2 of them take a little bit longer to kill chaos, and they need to be able to heal instantly rather than, you know, slowly. It keeps trying to play the ending theme. Come on, guys. Not time. Yeah, city theme. Perfect. We're going to the city. Trying to get to the city. Trying. One day I'll be in the city. Hey, on rack. Hey, we can buy cottages. I wonder if this is the only town in Dawn of Souls that sells cottages. They really make you go far out to get to the best items. Or the best, whatever you want to call it. Most expensive items, let's say. The one thing I like to do, I've sort of decided, is I actually like putting my auto spell item in the first slot, because it's a little bit faster, especially when you're playing on super speed mode. Sometimes menuing can take a little bit, like, you know, you press down and you accidentally get 2 pushes down by accident kind of thing. So if you just put it in the slot that's automatically selected when you go to item, it's just a little bit more efficient. And this area, the enemies are mostly all weak to lightning, so, you know, that's pretty smart, right? Like, this is a perfect fight to just go bam, gauntlets, kill them all, except we don't do quite enough damage with lightning 2 to wipe out 3 snakes yet, but assumedly a couple more level ups and we'll be there. Get a level up! No intelligence. What you want to see is that intelligence boost. That's what we need for our magic damage. I haven't really looked up what the other stats do too much for Dawn of Souls. You know what? Let's try Thundaga. Probably will kill everything. But strength, I think we've worked out that strength divided by 2 is added to your damage. Intelligence, there's some formula for intelligence that boosts up your spells. Both white and black magic go from intelligence. And then, what else is there? Stamina, I think it's like a quarter of your stamina gets added in HP every level up. So theoretically at 28, if you go like 28 divided by 4 and then maybe round down or something, if you need to round, that would be 5, 6, 7. So maybe we get plus 7 HP every level up kind of thing is kind of what I'm thinking. It was something like that back in the NES. It was kind of a pain, but, you know, intelligence in the NES did nothing, but now there's some formula. Agility and luck, I guess, are kind of my mystery stats. I assume agility affects your evasion. I mean, I'm pretty sure it does for sure, but I don't know exactly how. It might be 1-to-1, it might be ×2 kind of thing. And then luck, I mean, no one ever knows how luck works, right? Luck is one of those magic stats that no one ever knows what it does. Works in mysterious ways, let's say. But yeah, I think I got 8 HP on that level up. Which means I probably got 1 plus the 7 from my 28 stamina. A lot of level ups for the Red Mage are just 1, naturally. And then you get whatever stamina you get. Alright, that's the Mage Staff. That's the other item I was kind of free fire to. I mean, you know, I'm sure I've mentioned it, but because ethers are so plentiful in Dawn of Souls, mages have a lot easier time casting spells, so you don't need... that's the one I wanted. You don't need to conserve your MP the way you did in the NES versions, where you only had a few slots and there's like a few charges of Thunder God. We'd only have like, I don't know, you'd never be level 56, but if you were level 25 or something, you might only have like 2 or 3 charges of this for the whole dungeon. So you have to use a lot of Thundera, and what that means is items that can cast it for free are even more valuable because, you know, you can't recover your charges. So once they're gone, they're gone. Because of ethers and the MP pool system in general, it's a lot more flexible for dungeoning. For, you know, like, you've got a lot more options. You can cast magic a lot easier. So with that, I don't think we can equip any of this stuff. I guess I'll have to get a Protect Cloak. The wizards all need Protect Cloaks, but otherwise this is about as good as we're gonna get. And the only Protect Cloak that's accessible is at the top of the floating fortress. We can get a better weapon, a better shield slot item. That's as good as it gets. That's as good as it gets. That's as good as it gets. I think we've got all of our magic. I could use the black robe for Ice 2. Heal is not going to matter. You might want to pick up the Bane Sword or the Razor. But otherwise, I think we're pretty solid here. Oh yeah, and this is so good. Now we can just boop. So you know what? Because we've got the exit spell, I think we're actually going to dive into Tiamat's dungeon early, before we even worry about fighting Tiamat. Just because I can get all the way down to the Protect Cloak, the Bane Sword, the Black Shirt, and then just teleport out instantly. It's, again, not the most efficient time-wise, but it'll make fighting the Kraken a little bit easier. Sometimes the Kraken gives you a little bit of trouble, you never know. It's hard. Or we might run into some ghosts on the way down. A little bit extra defense couldn't hurt. Alright, goodbye extra ruby armlet, goodbye rare diamond... Goodbye diamonds, basically. Okay, that's looking good. Also, remember from, do we get access to it here? Remember from the previous runs, we learned that... This is reminding myself, the name of the enemy. These guys, no. They're friends. Wasn't it those guys? The Black Knights. Where are they? Black Knights, right beside. I want to get this sword because it's only equipable by red wizards. And I'm thinking that it might be better than the Sun Sword, probably. So I'd like to see if I could pick that up while we're playing around in the Flying Fortress. Just because they added in weapon drops, and some of them are pretty cool. Especially when we're talking about the solo white mage. We'll talk about that later. So far, we've been playing as pretty overpowered classes that don't need super special rare drops to succeed, but... Oh, wait, I didn't actually do what I needed to do. Oops. I got distracted, I'm sorry. Forgot to learn a new language. Alright. Hey, Dr. Un. There we go, Rosetta Stone, bam, we know Leafian, thank you. Or Lufinian, or whatever they're calling it. And bam, we can teleport out of towns even. Okay, so let's head up to Lufinia, whatever. They all, you know, fantasy named towns. You can't get mad at me for not knowing how to pronounce them. They're all impossible to pronounce. Alright, so we should probably save it once in a while. That'd be a good idea. Hey, enemies that are weak to fire. Bam. Okay, a lot of enemies that are weak to fire. I could use some level ups, that's fine. Okay. Probably should have used the mage staff on these, but I think we'll be okay. And level up. Okay, the encounter rate here is a little bit much. Blizziga, our most powerful spell we'll ever get. That's not actually true. There are ways in Dawn of Souls to get basically a nuke staff, just like the randomizer run. But they're actually, you have to work for it. You're not just gonna find them for free. In fact, I'm not sure if we'd even be able to get it as a red wizard solo, but I want to actually save my clear files now for Ninja and Red Wiz, so that if I feel like going back and trying out some bonus dungeons, I can show that off, unlike the Knight, who I cleverly deleted accidentally. So we got, if I talked to the right person there while I was not paying attention, we picked up the chime. Good, thank goodness. I was paying attention. Just on autopilot. Sometimes, you know, you ever been on autopilot when you're like doing something supposedly important, like I don't know, doing a final exam or something, and then you like get to the end and you're like, wait a second, I don't remember even doing the exam. And then you look back and you just drew some squiggly, happy, smiley faces or something. Yeah. Just like me, trying to talk to you guys, also trying to autopilot through a video game. Strength, agility, intelligence, stamina, what a level up. The fanfare victory music is what really saved the day there. I mean, he's got pretty good average stats, but I'd rather see intelligence, like, maxed out. That would be so handy. Alright, so, tent it up. Put a save down, just in case we get mauled by 4 red ankylos. They're pretty tough. Is there anything on this floor we need? Aegis Shield, Heal Helmet, Vorpal Sword. I guess we should pick up the Vorpal Sword. I don't even know if you can equip it as a red wizard, but... Are these guys weak to lightning? I always think robots should be, but... I think this was too early in the series for robots to get lightning weakness. Or maybe it wasn't. Are they similar damage from fire? Yeah, they're totally, like, extra 50% damage from lightning. Cool. I had a feeling. So that means even from day 1, Final Fantasy robots have been weak to lightning attacks. That's cool. Let's move some stuff around because I'm going to use that Mage's Staff. Alright, treasure time. Aegis Shield. I really don't think we can equip it. We can equip the Vorpal Sword, should we desire it. That's neat. I'm always impressed by how much the Red Wizard can equip that the Thief cannot, just because it's funny. I think you can actually... The Healing Helm is... Nope. It's... The Ninja can equip it. It's one of those weird helmets that's slightly easier to equip than, like, the vast majority of them. But I guess only for ninjas, really, so what am I really talking about? Alright, that's one treasure floor dealt with. Hey, Black Knight! Maybe he'll give us our sword. Nope. But I gotta kill every Black Knight we see while we're down here. Okay, that's a lot of were-tigers. Let's see if we can chill them out a little bit. Just chill. I'm pretty happy with that. What you would love to see, and I haven't done it on solo yet because I haven't tried solo Black Mage, but in my normal old school runs of this game back before I started doing Let's Plays of Dawn of Souls or solo runs, when you have like a normal balanced party like White Mage, Black Mage, the Black Mage, once you get to the very end of the game with all of the bonus equipment, pretty much always ends up at 99 intellect once you have all your stat boosting equipment and weapons and stuff. The nukes from that are just so powerful. Like, you can basically wipe out any group with one spell in the entire game. Sure, might not kill Chaos with 20,000 HP. Might kill me right here with vampire magic, but yeah, that's a sight to behold. If you haven't seen it before, the fully boosted nuke spell with max intelligence, whew, it's a good. That's pretty fun. Ooh, we're almost able to kill the robots in one cast of lightning too. Ooh, like it. Just a couple more points of intellect. They'll all be dead. That was only luck. That's not a good level. I gotta get those stats that do something. Alright, so for my trouble, I am rewarded with Thor's Hammer, which is just another way of casting lightning too. Another Cottage, Dragon Mail, which we can't equip sadly, and the Sunblade, which is, at this point, definitely better than the Defender. Like, less accuracy, but 255 is the accuracy cap, so I mean a couple more level ups and that doesn't even make any difference at all. So the extra damage, plus good against undead, fine by me. Okay, good. Continue. We'll take the alternate exit just to be different. Kill some chimeras. So I think our best place to fight the Black Knights, also known as Bad Men, will be the first couple floors, probably the first floor of the Floating Fortress, actually. I think that's the one that has the highest encounter rate for them. I could be wrong, but we might want to hang out there for a little while to see if I can get that cool new sword. Not that there's anything wrong with your Sun Sword, I just want to see the Deathbringer rather than the Sunbringer. Hey, that's the stat I want to see. We got 37 level ups to go. Even if we had perfect intelligence growth, the max intelligence would be What is that? 72? That's not enough. We want to get 99. Alright, so we'll pick up the Razor. Honestly, because I want these fights, I'm probably going to clear out all the treasure here. Just because I want that chance for the random drop. Usually I run from these guys, so I don't know what the odds of them dropping it are, but I would love to get it. And this is perfect. Just keep giving me these guys. Did not get any kills. Well, they're all pretty close to death, I'm sure. Come on. Ah, no luck. The Razor's fun. I don't even know if you can equip it. You totally can, but it never does enough damage, so you're just using it for the spell. Okay. Maybe it's faster just to attack them. They're actually surprisingly defensive. I mean, surprisingly. They're knights. Of course they're better at defense than your average weakling mage enemy or whatever. Oh no, the death music. Critical weakness. Beware of the manticore while death music is playing. Honestly, I don't think they can even hurt me. I don't think the actual Death Knights drop anything that I want, sadly. It's just their Black Knight brethren. Ooh, good level up from HP and MP. Alright, so, a bunch of junk over here. Free Protect Ring, but, you know, Healing Helm number 2. I want it. I wonder if they've got like 300 HP or somewhere around that kind of number. Yeah, I still haven't looked up, or I actually did a little bit of Googling, but I still haven't found an accurate formula for drop rate. I don't know what controls or what values the enemy drop rates are for their items. I heard rumors that each enemy has different percentage drop rates, so that makes it even more complicated. But I haven't seen a chart anywhere, although I assume it exists, that says, you know, Black Knights have a 0.01% chance of dropping a sword, and Nightmare has a 0.1% chance of dropping a potion or whatever, you know, like, I'm assuming there's something like that out there, but if not, you could be the first person to craft it. Pull out your Excel skills and show me the critical or the item drop rate chart. Alright, this floor, I think, still has a good chance for Black Knights, right? I think it might be the same encounter, basically, as the floor previously. Looks like the same kind of enemies as a general rule. Alright, there's a Black Robe, so that's another handy-dandy free cast. Let's go. So we got Bira, Blizzara, Thundera, all for free. And because I'm looking for Black Knights, I'll do the full clear, just for funsies. I guess we'll probably save the actual killing of the fiends for the next episode, I guess. Today's episode is gathering up cool loot. Trying to, anyway. Another ribbon, that's right. That's ribbon number, well, usually number 3, because you're normally supposed to do the water temple first. Just in case you're playing with a real party rather than this little mini party where you need more than one ribbon. Lots of good stuff, honestly. I mean, if you have double fighters, getting 2 sets of diamond gloves is kind of okay, except that pro rings are better in every situation, so I don't know. I guess if you didn't understand how a protect ring worked, then free diamond gloves is good. We're getting quite a few level ups up here. I like the fact that there's a cottage inside the treasure chest inside a floating castle in the sky. That just thematically seems fitting, right? Honestly, I don't even want to kill you guys. Just leave me alone. One step and the Medusas come. Alright. Just give me Black Knights. I feel like maybe I was correct in my initial assumption that Black Knights mostly show up on the first floor of the Flying Fortress. Because apparently, on this floor, all we're getting is junk. Hey, the adamantite. Very important when you don't have a knight. Alright, alright. Apparently, I have got the random number of just combat every 5 steps. Alright, well this is, I think, the right room? Or maybe it's the room further past this one. But anyway, we're going to go pick up a Protect Cloak because the Buckler is old and lousy. We can do better. This is the right room. Some clothes. Yay. Protect Cloak. At least that's valuable. So yeah, I mean, often easily skipped item, I suppose, because there's only 2 in the game and they're both a little bit off the beaten track. So, +6 defense over the boring Buckler, that's pretty good. The only downside is the evasion, but I think straight defense is probably what you want most days. So now we're fully geared, other than that drop of that sword that I would like to get. Also, I wouldn't mind some... Nah, we've got haste anyway. But yeah, that right there, if you're playing as a black belt or a knight or a white mage, anybody with no black magic, so half the solo grunts, that is super important that you pick that up if you're planning on killing Chaos solo. So I would highly recommend fighting a lot of Vampire Lords until you get one. And we really only need one, you can just save it for Chaos, because you don't need it against anybody else. If you get a few, like if you manage to get 3 of them, then sure, you can use it on like Tiamat or something, but you don't need it for Tiamat. She can't heal up. Now, if you have been doing the optional dungeons, like the Earth Gift Shrine and all that stuff, you'll probably have tons of them anyway from the treasure chest down there. So, I'm only saying that if you're trying to run this sort of like vanilla, rather than, you know, with all the cool bonus content items, right? I'm just going off of drops from enemies you'll fight normally, not drops from the optional dungeons. Because, of course, that covers a lot of stuff. Are chests here? No. Ooh, no known weaknesses, except for poison! I, like, never come down to these chests, so I'm just having some fun, right? Like, chests. These rooms, because, you know... I mean, if you're playing this game for the first time, I recommend exploring everything. You'll get lots of level ups, things will be a bit easier. Sometimes there's little tidbits of neat information, theoretically. I guess the idea is the people who lived here, the Leafians back in the day, or Lufinians, whatever, Tiamat attacked them, so they had all their fancy robots and computers trying to find a way to kill the super dragon, and doesn't look like they were successful. Little did they know all you have to do is use the sword they had in a room a couple times, and she'll die just fine. Poison Smoke. It's like level 5 spell. Come on, guys. So this is pretty cool. Once you actually kill... Well, I thought they only showed that message after you killed the 4 fiends, but that's essentially the only tip you get on where to go after you kill the 4 fiends. In the NES version. I think in this version, well, for one, there's this, which literally puts a little animation here, which I forgot to show you. It's pretty cool, right? Even shows you how many orbs you've got at the point. But I think the sages in Crescent Lake would probably tell you a little bit clearer. It's one of the kind of weaknesses of the original game. There was a few points where they didn't really tell you what to do, and I mean, that's probably how it was designed. It was meant to be like, okay, you've conquered the world, you've killed all the fiends, but the evil hasn't abated, you didn't get a victory screen. So what are you going to do now, player? Are you going to go investigate and figure things out? Maybe revisit some area you haven't been to for a long time? I'm sure that was the design, but... Alright, so in the plan of getting this sword, we're going to get to such a high level. So I'm going to start fleeing from anything that's not Death Knights. Now, I don't want to like level grind here forever. That's why I'm going to run rather than fight everything. But I would definitely like to see the drop on camera, just so you guys believe me. You wouldn't believe me if I didn't show it to you, right? Oh, that's the wrong one. Now, I know that if we just wait till the Chaos Temple, we can fight a really large group of Black Knights, which might have a better chance of getting the drop from there. But then we have to wait till then, and I want the Deathbringer now. Today's episode is all about getting cool new gear, and then next episode's about killing everything. Ooh, that spell. Look at that. We must have gained enough intelligence over the course of this dungeon for Blizzaga to get boosted up to kill these guys in one hit. Yeah. Pretty sweet, hey? Come on. Oh, I'm out of MP. Oh, no. Oh, no! Now what am I going to do? Take some damage. Come on. That's a level up. That's great. That's not what I wanted. So we do have lots of ethers somewhere down here. Should have left them near the top of the item menu too, but I want to save the super stuff for later. Also, potions are a waste of time. All right, come on, a few more fights. Surely we can get the item I desire. I know they say you can run from air elementals, but they seem to be pretty good at blocking you anyway. Even if it's not, it may not be completely impossible, but it's still hard enough to make it annoying. I'm actually pretty sure you can't run from the eyes anyway, so. Okay, come on, Black Knights. You know you want to give me your sword. You've got lots of swords. Just give me one. Nope. I wish I knew what the odds were. Because I got it so easily on the night run. Like, totally by accident. Just like, I'd like to show this off and see if we can equip it. Hey! I just had to say that. We're good. Alright. So, new weapon time. It's a weapon that's not even in the NES game. Now we're really taking advantage of the Dawn of Souls. Now, I'm sure the Mazmoon will be better, but, you know, come on. So, plus 4 damage and plus 5 evasion, and I wonder if it also gives us some stats. So, just bear with me here. 33, 29, 41, 34, 35. Try to remember those numbers. I think our strength went up, and maybe our intelligence. Like, it's the Red Wizard's sword. It's meant to buff their main stats. Did everything go up by plus 5, maybe? So, I think everything except luck. Stamina and luck, 34, 35. Okay, stamina went up by 5, so getting it earlier for your HP, if that makes any difference. So, not luck, but I think everything else. That's really good. Yeah, every stat. Strength, agility, intelligence, stamina, not luck, all went up by plus 5. So, honestly, unless you're doing physical damage, this would be better than the Mazmoon for the Red Wizard because of the extra, the extra spell damage. Cool. I'm really happy we got that. Excellent. Okay, well, not that we needed it or anything, but it's just cool, right? Like, there's not too many vanilla enemies that you can fight that drop new items. Like, there's a few. The Rune Staff we saw, that's a new item. The Emergency Exit, I mean, that's a new item that just casts exit for free, right? No big deal. Elixirs are handy. The Power Staff's garbage. Gotta get those Hermes shoes. Let me just quick check, see if there's anything else that might be worth, like... I wish we could see what that stats were. It would be for the ninja, I'm sure. But it's a one-time only drop because that's the level, the tier 1 Kraken fight. So I don't know how to get that otherwise, other than other areas. Mega Elixirs. You know, farming the dragon zombies might not be a bad idea for some of those. Especially if you're doing a normal party where you need, like, party-wide healing. Interesting. So remember I was saying we needed ways to buff our damage for, like, the Black Belt and the Fighter? Allosaurus is for Strength Tonics. I'm assuming that's the one that gives you plus damage in combat. It's like the Temper spell, approximately. That's something that might work. You could definitely farm some stakes. Anything else interesting? Because the treasure is all new. Like, this was not in the NES version, and I haven't really paid a lot of attention to it normally. I think that's all... Oh, that's pretty good. So that's a +1 strength. Anything that drops permanent stat items, that's, you know, that's pretty cool. So maybe don't run from hyenas, or hyenodons, because they have the potential to permanently increase your strength. The more you know. Alright, anyway, we gotta end the episode here. We're already, like, way over time, but we got ourselves a cool new sword. I should probably save it. And maybe we'll just get into one random encounter here, and we'll call that an episode. Boom. Hey, look! The guy that can drop the Strength Tonic. 573, it's not much more than we used to do. It's more. Also, maybe I should show off, with that extra +5 intellect, probably our spells will be significantly better. Well, significantly better. So Blizzaga, up to 332. That's not bad. These guys have around 400 HP or so. So we're not too far off of killing them with magic in one shot. So anyway, between episodes, I'm going to go buy some ethers and high potions and clean up my inventory, sell the garbage items. And next episode, we'll probably end up clearing out the last 2 crystals and possibly straight down to chaos. I can't see any way he could stop us. We'll probably hit the level 90s just getting there, so we'll be fine. Alright folks, thanks for watching, hope you've enjoyed, and I'll see you next time for probably the conclusion for Red Wizard Solo.